Alrighty, there is a thing I have to point out before we move on with the actual game. In Lower Crossing, so this is Devil's Crossing, if you come up to over here, and I believe it's this house, and then this house, might have been that one, there are three things I need to point out. You turn over that body, and you'll get Hevel's Greatsword. So if you're starting out as a two-hander character, you can get a little lightning greatsword right there. And then if we run up here into this house, you'll pick up Old Man's Axe, which is an ice axe, which is what I'm going to go with for this character for now. And then in one of the houses on this side of Lower Crossing, it was maybe this one, might have been the one on the south. Whatever. On the left side of Lower Crossing, you'll find a guard named Faldus, and when you talk to him, you can either tell him to walk back to town, or you can send him via Riftgate back to town, and he will be in here somewhere. I actually had no idea that guy existed, so let's talk to him. Huh. This will give us iron, reputation, and some scrap. Pretty cool. So that will actually save us getting a piece of scrap. Like having to find a piece of scrap while wandering around. So we go to the right of the Riftgate here. We're going to a location called the Old Dump. And I'll show a secret, well, not secret, but I'll show a spawn location there. Of a cave that has a unique enemy in it. And there are unique enemies in this game. Obviously, they respawn as you go, and bosses, I guess you would consider unique enemies. Excuse me. And they're scattered throughout the world. That door there is the back entrance of the Burial Cave. So, I am going to pick up what is going to be one of my main abilities and one of my main defensive abilities. Shut up, you. So, I want that. Trojan Sky Shards is going to be one of the main abilities we use. And Mirror of Arachtes, if you play an Arcanist, you will definitely pick this ability up. It is non-negotiable. You pick up Mirror of Arachtes because it's an amazing one-point wonder. It can actually be really amazing with a lot of points in it, but you don't need to put any more than 1 point in it for it to be awesome. So Trojan Sky Shards is that. And this character, I think, is going to be based around Trojan Sky Shards. They're sort of a fast cooldown meteor attack. And they can be really, really potent built up. Now, I let the enemies in here just fight each other, because enemies will actually fight each other in this game if they're from opposing factions. Oh, that's the one weakness of Trojan Sky Shards. At least early on when there aren't a lot of points in it, because it increases area with level. You can miss. Also, Trojan Sky Shards, doorways are not your friend. Now, getting scrap will just happen. You don't actually need to come down here and specifically look for it. You can go on with the game to look for scrap. It's just, you'll get... I don't actually know how much more you'll get out of it. I don't know actually how much more scrap you'll get actually looking for it in this area. I tend to just move on, but I wanted to find this place. It can spawn, it is the Old Dump Cave or whatever it's called. There's a name for it. I'll look at it when we get inside. I believe it can spawn here, here, or here. I don't remember which. And then up here. So this is sort of the third place it can pop up. Putrid Den. So this place has a lot of these boneback gnashers? Boneback gnashers. I should really learn this game sometime. Boneback gnashers, and they are not that difficult to deal with. In case anyone's wondering, Mirror of Arachtes, when we pop it, you're invincible for 3 seconds. You also deal retaliatory damage, but that's irrelevant, in all honesty, compared to the fact that you're invulnerable for 3 whole seconds. 3 seconds is a long time to be invulnerable to enemy attacks. This place also has damage floor spots, poison. There's, you know, trash piles in here. And junk piles and crap. So, it's a kind of tiny area. And then there's this guy, Pussquill the Hoarder. He's the unique spawn for this cave. Okay, so we got a caster offhand finally. So there are a couple offhands. Well, there are 2. If you're dual wielding, you can make it a weapon, obviously. If you're take that. Take that. And then there are caster offhands, which are, you know, they'll give you energy regen. It's a pretty standard deal for an action RPG. Oh, I'm going super basic in these videos. Sorry to everyone who's been with the channel for a really long time, who's been watching Grim Dawn videos for a really long time. We are definitely going simple on this one for now. Excuse me. So now we're going to head into Wightmire, which is the next area. A lot of this area is pretty much follow the road, but there are places I'll just run straight to that aren't just follow the road places. These enemies are called Slilth. They're snake people. Deal a lot of cold damage. I think poison damage is probably in there somewhere. But mostly cold damage. These guys don't. These guys just hit you. It's their casters throw little ice balls at you. Although I think they're technically water orbs of some kind. So when you come to the river here... I think they upgraded that texture. So we've got these bug things here, deal bleed damage to you. You do have a bleed resistance. It's not really important in normal / veteran for resistances. They'll help, but you don't have to worry about them all that much. It's definitely something more for ultimate, for elite and ultimate, especially ultimate. So this first rift gate we gotta get in here. Oh, it's undead. It used to be Slilth. That makes so much more sense. Yeah, it really. Oh, and we get ethereals out of this. So yeah, it was undead initially. Or no, it was Slith initially. It was not undead. And it makes more sense for it to be ethereals and undead because you got to actually do this later too, the different rift gate. So we leveled up to 8, and I think I'm actually going to point there, keep mirror at 1, and I guess I'll pick up overload. I think when I do level 9, I'm not gonna put points in anything. So if we run straight from the waypoint to the left and sort of keep to the river, you will come to this bend right here, and you come up to this little camp, and you'll meet your first set of rovers. And you talk to this guy, Torvin, and he will tell you to go collect Sylph necklaces from the various Sylph camps around this place. And you can actually buy scrap from vendors. I don't do it this early in the game. It's just not necessary at all because scrap is used for crafting. Excuse me again, jeez. Crafting and repairing bridges. But you get a lot of it as you progress through the game. And there is actually a vendor later on in the game who will just give you scrap or sell you scrap, a lot of it. So it's a mix of picking up the scrap and you'll pick up scrap and you'll just find it. It's not anything that you have to worry about that much. So I'm sort of taking a roundabout way to get back on the path here. And in fact, I'm actually going to head backwards. Oh, hey. We got our first epic. So gearing level in this game goes common, magic, rare, epic, legend. They're sort of all what you think they are. Your commons are the white items. They don't do anything special. And items, they're items called infrequents, and usually they are going to be something along the lines of a green, a rare. But some items do have a default thing they'll do. So like the salt bag is 5% less damage from ethereals. Claw fetish is regen. But white items are generally just your common trash items. They're used just very early and that's it. I want to point out the easy way to get to Milton Hart. So you come up to this broken road with the sewer pipe. And you head to the left of it. And then, like, magic items have a prefix, suffix thing going on. But they're very simple. They do stuff, but it's very, very simple. So here's Milton Hart. He is a soldier that deals a lot of damage. Owie. I tend to kite him back across this bridge. And then rare items generally do more They have a prefix, suffix thing.
That skill's not ready.
They'll have a prefix, suffix, but they won't. They'll do more than your standard magical item will. Also, rare items are when you can get what are called infrequents. So Milton Hart there, he'll sometimes drop an item called Milton's Cask. And it's a helmet, and it's just a helmet with a unique look to it. It's not actually a... It may actually do a little tiny thing, but usually the items that are in the infrequent class of rares do a small thing. They don't do any sort of like crazy unique thing, but they'll have a small benefit to it. So you've probably seen already in the playthrough these like floating eyeballs, and they're called corruptions. And there's sort of bigger corruptions you can get later on that that drop, I think they're called like gazer eyes, that have lightning damage on them. So they're sort of a rare that will always drop with lightning damage. And if you're one to farm up that type of item, you can actually go and fight a lot of them to try and get their gazer eyes to drop. And then once like you get one that's very, very lightning oriented, you can actually get a good lightning item out of that. So this little house is our first encounter with Javonni cultists.
My inventory is full.
And there's a trapdoor in here. I'm actually gonna equip that, toss that shield. I think I'll keep that physique going on. Yeah, we're getting to the point where I'm just gonna turn off the common items soon. So yeah, these are Javonni cultists. Get used to them. You don't encounter a lot of them in Act 1, but they're like one of the main enemies at the end of the game. I actually have to do one quick change, because I believe I actually have things set up like that on my other characters.
That skill's not ready.
So these Chthonians are guarding, or they abducted this Isaac guy here, and he'll basically tell you, I hate these jerks, go, like, here's some stuff to go help you fight them. Here's some stuff to go help you fight them. It's mine, but I'm letting you have it. Don't let them win. So I am actually going to keep these 3 points around, because at level 10 we get our second mastery. 82, 74. So we're going to go and get his Spauldrons, I believe, next. You know what, we're going to save that for the next episode. I'll show you where Isaac's Spauldrons are. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys then.